Hello everyone, this is the 23rd episode of G.GOES Live, my weekly show broadcasting from Per-vurt DJ and Music Production School. And this episode I have a very special guest, a good friend of mine, Mrad, who has been influencing the electronic music scene since very long time. How are you, Saeed?
I'm fine, little angry
Why?
because I'm tired, but I will be fine. Thanks for the coffee anyway.
Thank you, you're always welcome. So, Saeed, you started early in the 90s
Yeah.
as a DJ first. And we will talk about the timeline. Now you're one of the biggest icons in the Middle East.
Thank you.
And you got so many awards as well.
Yes.
And you have collaborated with so many icons. We will talk about these things. So, tell me, how did you start in the early 90s when you used to play in Gotha and those clubs?
No, it was before actually when I was playing at, I was a, as you call, room DJ. You know, I had like 2 decks, tapes, and I was practicing the mixing on the 2 tapes.
You used to use the cassette tapes?
Yes, cassette tapes, believe it or not. So my first real job was at a place called Bunker. I used to work as we say in Lebanese, marmaton, during the weekend. And during the weekdays, because the DJ at that time was the famous Tony Ghosn. I salute Tony Ghosn.
We salute Tony as well.
He's my idol. So he was DJing weekends, and because in weekdays during weeknights nobody will come. It was only working on weekends. So they put me as a DJ, and I started practicing. My first impression when I saw the turntables, they were lane, you know, lane.
I don't.
Blue
it's
ones.
Not, yeah. It's
Blue ones. So I got mad because I used to work on cassette tapes, and I saw all the records, and I started practicing, and it all
nice.
went
And
well. Yes,
it evolved,
it evolved
so rapidly.
It evolved so rapidly, really, because you know why? Because when I used to play, I used to record my set. So I go to my home and listen to my set.
Listen to your mistakes.
And listen to my mistakes, and in 2 weeks I mastered it.
Nice.
Really, yes. It's not.
And that was
You have
without
to
the
have
sound.
this, you know. You have
In
to
you.
Yes.
I think if it's either you are born to be an artist or not.
Of course, of course.
And you are actually, Saeed. From the 1990 to 2001,
Yeah.
something happened at that year. You released your first album,
Yes.
and the album was also called 2001
One night,
Nights.
2001 nights.
I think this is the point where you launched yourself
Yes,
as
yes.
also a producer. and an
I shifted, if you can say this, because I'm at a stage. Okay, I'm a DJ. I'm famous. What else?
you need to.
I need to improve myself, and improving yourself, it's not by scratching, and because you have all the techniques needed. So we need to come up with something new. So I turned out to be. I decided to be a producer,
And
and
back then-
technology helped me a lot.
Okay.
Technology back then until now helped me a lot. So.
But it wasn't too evolved like now, and it was a bit harder than.
Yes, of course,
than today.
it was a bit harder. Yes.
And Saeed, you were one of the. I think you were the first one in Lebanon, in the Middle East,
Yeah.
who was very famous in hitting the charts when it comes to this new technique in production and style you did.
True.
To remix Arabic
True.
classics.
Fusion.
with beats, and you called it like
Oriental beats.
Oriental beats, and that's something we knew back then, and it was you.
Well, actually, Oriental beats, the name, it was created. I created the genre, but the name was created by me and my friend. He was also a big producer, Jean Awad. You know him. So he created this name, Oriental Beats, and till now it's known that the Oriental Beats is created by a person named Saeed Mrad.
But Said, when you started producing this specific style, what were you thinking? You wanted to do this fusion as in just one track, or you were planning to release an album?
No, listen. At that time, my only concern was dance music, because as a DJ, I should be always up to date. So should be always up to date. Very nice. Anyway. Anyway, where were we? Okay, so I reached a point. I need to do something. So at one night, my wife was listening to Abdul Halim. What shit? Listening to Abdul Halim? I'm a DJ. I came home. You're listening to Abdul Halim. She said, "Listen. This is great music." So. Let me hear more. Then I knew at that time there was someone called Abdul Halim. There was someone called, of course.
But you weren't listening.
But I weren't listening. I heard about them, but I didn't listen. So I started listening, and it's a good music, very nice music, and I liked very nice. I liked very much Alf Leila و Leila. So then it hit me when I noticed that there is a great tune. For me, it's the best tune ever made. For me, Alf Leila و Leila by Balik Hamdi. I decided to do something different to it, and because there was technology involved, I tried to do something with it, and it came out Alf Leila و Leila.
So that was the track through which you
Of
became
course.
so famous in this style.
Yes.
And you released the album 2001 Nights. First of all, you were kind of sending it as a demo, maybe?
No. Listen, what happened is, listen to the story. It's very nice.
Because you got the attention of the big three labels in the world.
Yes. But first of all, I got the attention of one person, G.GOES. I tell you why. I used to work at a club called Gotta. I did this remix in one night. Actually in one day, because it was like I was going home from Gotta. It was about 4 a.m. in the morning. It was like Saturday morning. I came home, and all the way home, I couldn't sleep. At 6 o'clock,
was stuck.
Yeah, it was stuck. At 6 o'clock, I turned on my computer and started working on it. I finished it at 6. My wife told me, "You are crazy. You should sleep." I slept from 6 till 8. I woke up,
Played it.
I put it on the CD, and I played it that night in the club. It was full. You cannot imagine. Really,
Goosebumps.
I swear, goosebumps. You cannot imagine or feel how people reacted to the song. So the club owner came to me and said, "What's this? Is this Buddha Bar?" I told him, yeah, of course it's Buddha Bar. So I was joking with him, and he took it for seriously, you know. He said, "Oh, that's good music, put it again." So I put it again, 3 or 4 times that night. It killed me. So next morning he called me. He said, "Next week, bring me Buddha Bar CDs." I told him, okay. So I brought him Buddha Bar CDs, not because Buddha Bar, it was...
Or kind of...
Yeah. So he started distributing Buddha Bar when I put the song. What is he doing? Why is he distributing the CD? Okay. So next morning he called me, "Where is the song?" I told him, "Which song?" "The Buddha Bar song." "Which one?" He said, "Ta ta ta ta." I told him, "I did it. This is not Buddha Bar." "You did it? Why you didn't tell me?" Blah 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 blah. So people were coming to the club
just for this
just
song.
for the song. I swear.
It became the signature of the place.
The signature of the place. And then came G.GOES. He listened to it. He said, "Why don't you release it as a single?" Single? He said, "Yes, we do two versions, radio version and a club version."
But at that point, you didn't have any releases.
No, nothing yet, nothing. I told him, how to do a single at that time, it was very hard. How
Yes.
can you do a single?
Not like today.
Only in Europe, in the States, do single. Here in Lebanon, it was not a single market. It was not a market for a single song, you know. So I told him, okay, let's do a single. We did a single. We sold about 15,000
Wow.
copy for a 2 song. You know? So he came up to me and said, let's do an album. So I did an album.
And how did you get the attention of the biggest label ever?
Okay. There is
Which is Universal Music.
Yeah, Claude Charles, you know Claude Charles.
Of
We
course.
went to Claude Charles in Paris to let him listen to the song. So he took it and he listened to it. He said, oh mon Dieu, ah c'est pas possible, oh. You know, French accent. So we didn't come up with a plan. We didn't agree. But anyway, we gave him the song to play at Buddha Bar. It was our privilege to be played at Buddha Bar at that time. And the owner of Buddha Bar works with Universal. He has label, George Sank label. So I don't know how did the song reached Universal. Universal called me, Patrick Boulos. He's still in Universal. So he called me and he said, we're gonna release your album. So we released the album through Music Master, and it reached number 35 best-selling album in all types, not
all
that
genre.
year, all genre.
34, I think.
34,
Yeah,
34,
34.
yes,
Worldwide.
yes. At that time there was Guetta releasing song. Antoine Clamaran. But now Guetta and Antoine Clamaran are up, and I'm okay. Cheers.
So you were on top of the list. And
Yes.
that was a smash hit anyway.
It was, and still.
Still, of course. It's a classic.
It's a classic.
I
It's a
still hear
classic.
it sometimes, you know.
Sometimes. Being rude.
Saeed, I wanted to ask you something about how legal was it to remix this song? Did you just do any copyright issues or?
No. Jean Awad, he knows how legal things works. So we contacted the Sassam, you know the Sassam, and we told him we have this song. It's by Baligh Hamdi. We need to release it as a single. When we first started single, it was all legal. We paid the fees, and Universal took the rest when they released the album. Yes, they brought
The copyrights and everything. So that's great. That's a question I always people always ask about the legal issues of remixing.
No, you have to have the copyrights or else you'll be.
And did you get any samples, or you just took some sample from the original?
My first version was a sample. Even this is the first time I say it. Okay, next question. Even when we released the single, it was all sampled. Yani, not sampled. I mean from the original recordings, except the voice. We changed the voice. We took the voice of Kulthum, and we put another female voice. But the violins, the darbuka, it was all from the original recordings.
You know, it's legal to sample. There's
Yes,
some.
but you have to pay way more, because you know Madonna, when she did tick tock tick tock tarara, tarara, the one for ABBA,
Yeah.
I think she paid like $1 million to use this 8-second really.
But some, you know, some laws they allow for short samples to be used, and
You if you want to use the original recording, you have to pay a lot.
yes, that's the case. That's the
But
case.
you can sample on your own, do 3 or 4 notes. I think it will pass.
Yeah. Saeed, on that same album, the 2001 Nights, also you had many other tracks, and they were all good. That's the OCD. They were also played and charted and
Yes.
supported.
Because you know why? Because this style, Oriental beats, now I call it Oriental house, it wasn't that no one is doing this style. So I was the only one, me, and again came Rec Project, and came after Eli Atiye. So we were like 3 or 4 guys doing this style. So the demand is big you know, because it's a great style. Everybody loves dance music, and especially if it's the fusion between the Oriental and the.
So you're kind of in the middle, linking the two styles, the Arabic and.
It's true.
Great. And by the way, when you worked on the album, did you have any idea that you are going to be on the 34 top 100?
No. I was thinking I was gonna do like $4,000 or $5,000.
But people always ask this question: did you make a lot of money?
No.
No. That's something that every artist.
This is purely. This is purely unfortunate, because you know why. There were so many companies involved: Music Master, Dilara, and Universal, and the sub dealers there. So even though they sell a lot, they sold a lot of albums, but we did not come out with so much money. Believe it or not, me and Jean. It wasn't that, but it gave us the fame. And
kind of a payback, not materialistic way. So it paid off your hard work. And back to where is the style now? The Oriental house, is it still?
Yes, of course. It's never gonna die, because if you like Oriental music, you're gonna love it. If you like Occidental music, you're gonna love it. So because it's in between. It's hang there, and it's all classics. My albums are, if you can find them, they still sell, you know, because it's like sleepers. They always have to be on the shelf, and it's always gonna be there. It's always gonna be. It's like a classic song or a classic car.
And after that, in 2002, just the next year, you also released another album.
سعيد مراد plays Balik Hamdi.
Yes.
Yes, plays Balik Hamdi.
And that was also on Warner Group.
They did, you know, I'm going to tell it as it is, because everybody knows me. I'm a frankly guy. The hit was big with 1001 Night. And the mistake they did back then, Music Master, is they give the second album to another label, which is Warner.
Kind of licensing.
Yeah, which was Warner. Warner took the album and released it with nothing. No
distribution enough?
No, they did distribute, but they didn't do as Universal did. Universal did very big commercials on national TV, on three spots, on 3 TV spots, and everywhere there wasn't social media like then. But they did a great job. So they released the album. They thought because Universal did a great job, this album is going to do well on their behalf.
Okay.
So it was a dirty thing.
Music is a dirty business. I think the business side of music is a bit dirty. And albums just started to come out one after the other, and you also started to get more attention from other labels, and more people started to contact you. And one of the big things that happened to your career is when Universal again approached you with the management of Shakira.
Yes, and Sony Music approached me before. With Ricky Martin. With Ricky
Martin. So you had an official remix.
Yes, I did Ricky Martin with Danny Hello. I salute Danny Hello.
We salute Danny.
بوجه له التحية. We did a release of a remix, Ricky Martin.
And that's, you guys, that's an official remix.
Yes,
not you download the song and you cut it into pieces. No, it's an official signed remix with Ricky Martin.
With Ricky Martin, and it was then in 2005 or 6. I don't know. Anyway, then in 2011 or 10, I'm very precise with dates. Something like this. Universal Management or Sony. It's Sony also.
Sony.
Shakira, Sony also. It's not Universal.
Sony with
Shakira.
With Shakira's management.
They did a second approach, and I did She Wolf remix, and this is official remix. and they even the video clip of the original, they switch it to put the remix. I did.
Nice. So that was also an official video clip with your remix in it.
Yes.
And anyway, Shakira, she likes other tracks by you. She danced
Yeah.
on your
Move.
and Move also. It was
Yes, it is a big hit now. It's all over the world. When you put Move on the internet by Said Mrad, you see like thousands and thousands of videos.
By the way, you reached around 3 million plays on Anghami. Around
3.5.
3.5 now.
Yeah.
On your page it was yeah.
Yeah.
So
Listen, the Anghami guys, they always pushing me. Come on, man, give us songs. Let's push you. Give us songs. Give us mixes. Give us. And I'm like, okay, tomorrow. And then, okay, tomorrow. They are doing a great job, really. But my next album I'm preparing now, it's gonna be released to them. I'm not gonna do a physical, not anymore. It's not worth it.
Like CD.
Yeah, not worth it.
You're focusing on digital
through Anghami, yes.
and maybe monetization also.
Yes.
Now this is the trend.
Yeah.
Spotify, YouTube.
Yeah. Of course.
Are you getting any money from YouTube?
YouTube, no, because
Maybe not yet.
I'm very weak on YouTube channel. I didn't push it yet. You know, even though I have a lot of
Subscribers and fans and
a
plays.
lot of material,
Yes,
but I didn't put it. I didn't push it yet. I have to push it.
because now this is the new way of generating money for artists, by monetization, by streaming, by
I think a sandwich will be enough.
By the way, you lost a lot of weight.
Yes,
And
because I'm paying for my money now. I'm paying for my food.
And you know, you're anytime I see a picture of you on Facebook with this huge burger and stuff, I just take the phone and order, because you make it look so delicious.
Yeah, I know.
And
Everybody
this
said
guy
this,
loves
you should be a chef. I told him my next step will be a chef.
And back to DJing, Saeed, you're active DJing, and you
Yeah.
played in Buda Bar, you played in Barrio
Latino.
you played in many clubs, mainly in Europe and other
Yes.
countries. How is the experience of DJing, and especially when you play your own music? And do you
Listen.
also try to play like similar stuff, or you just keep it exclusive?
Listen,
for you?
it's like you're going to, let's say, to Greece, and you enter a Greek club, and all the time the music is Greek. Okay, you're gonna love it. 1 hour, 1 hour and a half. It's enough. So no, you have to blend. You have to play everything that people will like to hear. Especially if you are in Europe, you have to play some of their hits. You have to play your own mixes, your own unreleased songs. This is what makes it happen, or what makes it a success. You have to know what to play.
And when and
And
in the perfect
it's timing.
yes.
It's timing, man. It's timing.
And Saeed, do you work every day with music? Do you sit in the studio every day?
Of course. Look, I can't see. Where's my? I can't see without my. It's.
You're
really,
always
man.
facing the screen.
I'm always facing the screen. Yes.
So you're a full-time artist, producer, DJ.
So when my wife comes to want to talk to me, I'll hold the phone like this, and I'll open the camera and I look at her. I'm not used to look at her without. Always there has to be a screen.
Saeed, there's something else that many people, or maybe most of the Lebanese people now into music, they talked about this proudly, of course, that you lately in 2014 you were invited to do the wedding for George Clooney and Amal. Alamuddin.
Alamuddin.
So that was in London.
London.
And how did this happen? Do you belong to an agency, or is it because of your music? Or
well, I think this is how it goes. How it went. The mother, Bariha is called, mother of Amal. She knows my music. She's a fan. So they are trying to get an Arabic DJ from the Arabic world. Because it was like the Lebanese version of the wedding, the second event. So she contacted a guy, a person in Abu Dhabi. This Abu Dhabi knows Nadim Ma'louf. Nadim Ma'louf owned Serai. So Nadim Ma'louf knows me. And he told her, of course I know Saeed Mrad and I will contact him. So it came up through Nadim Malouf, وجه له التحية. And he called me and he said, you have a big event in London. You have to get a visa and do a big event. And I told you, I will tell you
Details.
later, the details later. I told him, oh,
So you didn't know about this?
no. So I was anxious. What this big event? Do I have to go? I asked for the visa. They told me it's gonna take you between 2 weeks and 3 weeks to get a visa. And I only had 10 days. So I called the guy. I told him it's not gonna work. He said, why? I told him because the visa are gonna take minimum 14 days. He said, man, you have to get the visa. This is a very important wedding.
So now you're more anxious.
So no, I told him maybe it's George Clooney's wedding. I was
Oh, really?
I was. You know, he said, who
told you?
Who told you? I said, you're kidding. He said, yes, it's George Clooney, man. You have to get the visa, but please don't tell anyone. It's a secret. And
That was it.
yeah. So
And he was kind of telling you what he likes, what he doesn't like.
no, I talked with Baria. She told me, we know your music. We are glad that you are coming. Play your music and play some Arabic stuff and play some commercial stuff. You'll be fine. I told her, don't worry. It will come up. I will do my best when I see the dance floor. And when the people get to the dance floor, I know what to do. So
In Arabic they say
ولعها
أعطي خبزك
للخباز ولو أكل نص. Give your bread to the breadist. شو بقولوا الخباز to the
I forgot now. Again, food.
give your bread to the not the butcher.
It's easy, but we tend to forget.
Okay.
Maybe people can help us with translating. Let's see who's with us. And we have something important to talk about. This is the after wedding.
Yeah.
How things changed, maybe positively or maybe negatively. But let's see just for a second who's with us. People sending you greetings. Mario Kik, Guru, Saeed Mrad, Rami Yamin, Best Saeed from Firas. I love this man, truly gifted from Carla Nakad. Name of the song, please, Walid Sarkis. The name of the song that we were talking about, it's 1001 Night.
Yes.
Who else? Antoinette, Mrad, you rock.
My wife.
Your wife, we salute you. Ali, Hamoud, for whoever doesn't know, this guy right here could have sampled Sabah Fakhri with Tiesto.
مثلا.
So many ideas. The one and only Mrad from Gabi Ghazal, and we salute everyone who's joining and who's already with us.
Yep.
If you guys can show us some love, just share this so we have more interaction. It takes 1 second, just one click away. So many people joining, as you see. We also have Baker Ali.
Give a bet to the baker.
Ali
I should have
Khalasaki.
known this. It's food. Damn.
So give your bread to the baker, even
If he eats it.
if he eats
It's
half of it.
I will eat it all. The bread.
Baker again, Baker.
Baker.
Thank you guys. Khalil Sarabay also is he's with us. Baker, yes.
Yeah, Khalil Sarabay is doing an album also. Yalla. Good luck.
Thank you, Jad Dweck, for sharing. Joseph Mekhfi, telling you.
Baker. Baker يا سعيد Baker فهمنا. We got it.
From Chile, Habib.
Hello.
It's okay. From Chile, Habib Saeed, we're proud of you. DJ Alex Looper. Again, people telling us Baker. You're the best from Isam Obaji and all the guys. Saeed, after you did the wedding, because I know how these things work with, especially in Lebanon.
Yeah.
And at that time, it's been a long time that you do weddings anyway,
Yeah.
and big events and stuff like that. But
I'm demanded. I cannot stop. I don't do weddings.
of course, but tell me I know the advantage of doing an event like this for George Clooney. It has a lot of advantages for you as a promotion and your name and linking your name you already linked anyway. But there is a negative side for this, and
Unfortunately.
you told me that last time.
Unfortunately.
What is it exactly?
Listen, I used to, I always do weddings. So when they approach me, they know Said Mrad did 1001 night, blah, 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 blah. We can afford him. So let's contact this guy. When I did the George Clooney, some of the people are afraid to call me, even, to ask me the price. He said, if he did George Clooney's wedding, we cannot afford him. And you
So
know
they
the
just
mentality, you cannot, I cannot, listen, hello, how are you, G? You're fine? And ask, how much you take for the song? I cannot do this, you know, I understand them.
Of course.
So that's what's happening.
But
People
they
are
assume,
afraid.
yeah,
They are assuming, no, I am...
very expensive.
Guys, I
DJ.
only take meet Alf $100,000, not more. Come on.
Zaid, and you are how was your summer, by the way? Did you do a lot of weddings?
Of course. Summer is always full. You know, I start taking weddings for next year. It's weddings. It's happening. It's happening. I'm not concerned about weddings. You know, it's not I'm not worried. What I'm worried about is the nightlife and the DJs that they are producing. Nightlife is producing DJs that shouldn't be DJs. You know, it's not about, you get a laptop, you get a controller, you download music, that's it, you're a DJ for $50 per night, you can be a DJ. So that's what I'm worried about.
It's very saturated now with people who maybe...
There are DJs more than customers. Really.
Maybe from the crowd you can find 20% of DJs.
Yes, of course. Of course.
And there's a negative side for that side. I always see it when I go out. Some DJs are, because they are not taking too much or taking nothing, actually. Some people play for free. They are placed in positions where they're not doing what they should do with people enjoying their time. And if they're not professional DJs, and just because they don't charge too much, they put them here and there, and that affects the other DJs also.
Of course it will affect, especially if the owners, the club owners, they don't have the vision of a DJ. You know, we open a club, we pay $1 million. We did a very nice decoration, very nice setup, sound light, wow. Oh, we forgot the DJ booth. Where do we put the DJ booth? Put it here near the toilet. You know, okay, who's gonna bring DJ? The cheapest DJ. Come on, man, you have a club like worth millions. You bring DJ for $50 per night or $200 or $100.
And he's the most important person there. Because
of course, but because they are very arrogant and very self-esteemed, they think, DJ is gonna do. We are gonna make the place happening.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Saeed, I want to ask you some questions about the technical side of your productions. You use Pro Tools.
Yep.
And you've been using this software for a very long time?
No, my first album, I did it on, it's called Cool Edit Pro. Really. And then I switched to Acid, and then I switched to Pro Tools when I got a little money.
From the $1 million you got from the first album. And when you sit and start a track, let's say, do you have like a workflow that you always follow, or you just...
No, of course. I always have a vision about the track. I cannot, okay, let's do a track. I should
think
have
about it?
Yes, I think about it. Because if you don't think about it, you lose so much time about creating the idea. If you have the idea and you know how to create a very, to have a project very well studied from this idea, it will be a success. It's like 1001 Nights. I had the idea. I did a great project. For me, it was a great back then. and you have to have the idea. That's it. If you don't have the idea, you're gonna work. Maybe eventually you're gonna find an idea, but it's gonna take you a lot of time.
But when you do originals,
yes,
of course.
of course.
And when you do an original, do you also think about it? Like you get a certain melody in head, or
Yeah.
you just sit there and it comes to you?
If you're gonna sit there without any idea of what you are going to do, you're gonna take sample from this, listen to this, and take this part. It's doable, but it's not.
Not too
Sometimes
creative.
I do this, but creativity comes when it comes from nothing.
When you think about
Even
it.
if you're doing a remix, because a remix it's creativity in itself, you know.
You're using one element.
Yeah,
maybe,
but you put your
You're
own
recreating
soul, your own
everything.
creation, your own vision. Not all the remixes will be a success, but you have to have 1 or 2, 3, 4 successful remixes.
And when you do mashups, because you always post mashups on your page,
Yes.
your page, Saeed, Mrad, you guys, you have to like it because it has a lot of, you
Yeah.
share a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I listened last time to some mashups. Those mashups you do, of course, you cannot release them.
I cannot.
Those are for you. And
Yeah.
how do you do it? Like, do you work on filtering a lot of stuff when it comes
Yeah,
to
you know, you have to have to do a mashup. By the way, that's Gabi Ghazal doing great mashups. Come in, love you, bro.
We salute all the guys we're
yes.
mentioning.
To have a great mashup, you have to have the الأرضية,
Platform.
the platform. You do the platform because when you're moving from a song, a track to another track, there should be always the same platform. Because if you're not doing the same platform and you do a mashup, it's not a mashup, it's a remix or it's a mix
Or edit.
between or edit. You know, you have to have the platform. Then you put the 2 songs, 3 or 4 songs to do the mashup.
But Saeed, do you use like studio acapellas, or you just try
If
to?
I have acapellas, I use them. If I don't have acapellas, I use the original versions.
But is it too hard to remove
Yes.
the acapella
Yeah.
from? Actually, you cannot remove it
You
completely.
cannot remove
but
it completely.
You can
yes,
just
you can
eliminate them.
manipulate a little.
and that's a creative process by itself.
Yes.
because you have so many
Yes,
clashes of
yes.
frequencies.
People think mashup is easy. It's the hard thing you can do, the mashup, because you have to consolidate 2 or 3 songs to make them feel like it's one song.
Mm. And
It's
that's
not-
when you need to be in key always.
Yes,
As well.
of course.
Do you use a mixed in key or any other software?
No.
You just use your
Yeah,
ears.
yeah. I use my ears.
Those are the ones that cost
You know, because mixed in key or any other
software.
software, they don't always.
They are not 100% correct.
Yes. Sometimes they give you the C note. It's G. You know, it's not. So you have to have the ear, not the.
Saeed, do you advance with technology always? Do you get updates? And
Yes, I'm trying to be update. I brought the complete,
yeah, the complete control.
Yes, thank you.
I was very happy that you took it.
but it's not working.
It will be soon. It's a driver issue, I'm sure.
Yeah, man, I swear nothing for me works from the first time. Nothing. Always second, third, fourth time.
You know why? Because you don't read the manual.
Who has time to read the manual?
It's only one page. Saeed. And do you have like on outboard gear, or you just focus in
No.
the software?
Outboard gear only the keyboard and the headphone. And I have monitors only, but for mixing, mastering, I don't have the outboard. No, it's always from the inside the.
Because you can do everything now with the software.
Okay, it's not as if you have the outboard like you, but you can reach at a certain point that you are satisfied. This track is good now for clubbing.
Yeah.
That's what's happening to me. If I'm gonna do an album, I'll get mastered. Someone who will.
Yeah, because you know some people they try to master, and what they're doing, they are actually crushing the transients, and they're not doing a good. Don't try mastering, guys. It's not your job. There's someone who does mastering engineer, who is an engineer.
He's an engineer.
Maybe this guy doesn't know how to layer beats. He only knows how to
It's
engineer
true.
mastering.
It's true.
So
It's true.
Robert Babici was here last week giving a master class. He's
Yeah.
a professional, really one of the greatest mastering engineers ever. He does tape mastering. He said this. He said, don't try to use mastering plugins on the master channel just by turning knobs and making it loud, but you're crushing it. So Saeed, do you mix your project?
Of course.
And then someone will master it for you. Because
But if
mixing
I
is
want
very
a proper mixing, I go for Rujia Bi'ael or Maurice Tawile, because for me those guys are the best in Lebanon now. And now you can always have help from my friend Hadi Sharara.
Hadi is a great.
He's a master. So if I'm gonna put it in an album, but if I'm gonna play it for my gigs, it's enough.
Yeah,
it's enough.
mixing is enough.
Yes, for me, the mixing and the pumping of the track, it's enough for me, because you cannot tell the difference between
A mixed and
unless
you go on a huge
because
sound system.
no, because my final product is like 80% good. It's not like
That's why mastering engineers, they love to work with you, and if it's 80%.
yeah, I can easily ease their job. They don't have like to spend 6 hours on a track.
Saeed, I forgot to mention something, and I wanted also to ask you about it. Your last album that you released, Play It Loud.
Yeah.
How was it? How was the what is different now? Because the CD business, the physical.
Unfortunately, it is a lot different, because previously on my albums I used to work with a lot of musicians, live musicians. I do respect musicians, because without musicians there's no music.
Of course.
So unfortunately, this type of music now, all the violins and all the analog instruments are not very well appreciated as before, because people now are very digital. So it's good for me, because it will not cost me as before. But it's all about electronic music, and if you put like a little solo violin or solo mizmar, it will do the job. Unfortunately, but that's.
And this album, Play It Loud.
Yeah.
There's a track called Play It Loud.
Yeah.
That was the main one.
It was the main one, because I tried to do something new. I put like new instruments, but there are a lot of tracks in it more powerful than Play It Loud. There is a remix of Fog al-Nakhl, sung by Salah Jaha, Salute. And there is a remix also, Hali Hali Hal.
So you always
sung by also, Omar Hamdan. And done a lot of stuff in this album. And now I'm releasing the other one now. It's like more into upbeat, chill out tune. It's the first album. It will be like not all dancing.
So you're also doing some chill out stuff?
Yes, the old way.
The old way?
Yes, all the instruments you can hear, all the live instruments.
Nice.
Yes.
Going back to the root, like you said.
Going back to the root, yes. Because
Nice.
it's already there. I just need to mix them and give them to Anrami.
Let's see if we have some questions, because we posted that. If you guys have any question for Saeed, this guy is a bank of information with a lot of experience in the business and in the artistic side of it. If you have any question, you can post them now. We're not staying for too long. We have some Gabi Ghazal, thanks a lot, bro, proud of you. And more people joining. This is a very, very special episode, by the way, Saeed. We got a lot of viewers. They are always with us, new and old. And let's see.
How about the lihye?
What do you think, you guys?
Should I keep it or should I
shave it? Saeed, you are the king of Oriental remix music. Daniel Khouri. thank you really, guys,
Thank you, Danny.
for joining.
Danny
And-
Khouri from France. He's a very nice percussionist.
Mhm. And Jack Sleeman also joining us,
Jack!
giving us thumbs up.
My big
And I'm sorry,
little
guys.
brother.
And Saeed, my reference for copyright stuff from Rami Amin.
Yeah.
Reference for
Yeah.
copyright stuff. Yeah, because people ask a lot about copyright. What is SASAM and what can you? How can you summarize the whole thing? Like.
These days, it's not like before. Before, because we use the copyrights because we want to sell them. You cannot sell something is not yours. So these days, if you're gonna do like a cover version, I think you can do it and put it in YouTube, linked to the original artist. They won't do you any problem. Okay, you're doing a favor for the artist.
Yes.
But there are still some copyrights. But most of the tracks, I think, you can put them on YouTube. If they have copyrights, they will send you a message telling you we blocked the video because copyright issue, blah blah blah. There's nothing very dangerous in it. So guys, if you want to try to do remixes and put them on YouTube, just do it.
But if they
the
wanna-
worst thing is they block the video and send you a message. This says copyright content, blah blah blah.
But if they want to do an official remix, like you
They
did,
have to have the copyright. They have to pay.
so where should they go? To who?
It depends. Let's say they need to do a copyright of
Michael
Madonna
Jackson,
or
okay.
Madonna,
Madonna.
a song of Madonna. They go to the song. They always have the label thing. They have to contact the label, telling them we need to do a song, blah blah blah. They will ask for a demo. It's like I do, and if they like the demo, they will send you a contract about the copyright thing. If you're gonna release it to gain money, you have to pay.
Of course.
You have to pay a lot of money.
Of course. So yes, you guys, many of you asked this before. They asked me about legal stuff, and I contacted also my friend Mike Mass from Virgin Radio,
Yeah.
and he gave me a lot of insights. And I did a G.GOES live solo session. I think it was maybe 1 month or 2 months ago. This is where I explained everything about copyright, PROs, those publishing companies, how you get the copyright,
The
and,
copyright,
everything related to this legal issue. So if you want to know more about this, you can go back to G.GOES Live. I'll post which number it was. And your wife, again, she's sending you messages. Are you hungry?
Diet.
He is on diet. We have a question from Joseph Michtwe. How do you classify a DJ? Do you classify a DJ?
Listen,
Maybe he means.
I'm gonna give an example. I give a lot this example. I work in music business. I like food. Okay, so if someone come to me and bring me ingredients for طبخة, to do a certain طبخة,
Okay.
a certain meal. I can do a meal, but I'm not a chef. So I cannot say I'm a chef because I did a meal. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how DJ should be. Not everyone working in this domain can be a DJ.
Classified as a
DJ.
Yeah.
He is like entertainer. He's putting songs and playing music. He's like an entertainer. It's not DJ. It's not that easy.
Or music selector.
Or music selector, or jukebox. Human jukebox.
Do we have more questions? Let's see. Mike Milad Abu Bshara
From Zahle.
burgers and stuff, emoticons.
Arab man. You're from Zahle. Send me burgers.
Stephanie is saying مش مين ما هو شو يعني.
مش مين مصاف الصواني أنا حلواني.
Zahli, love you, Saeed. No diet, he must eat, etc. I think I had another question. Did we lose it? What do you think of electronic music record labels that are growing in Europe and the States?
Well, I don't know much about
This is from
electronic.
Christopher Saadi.
I don't know much about electronic labels. I know there is a lot of artists now, DJs, producers, songwriters. I don't know. There are a lot, and there are a lot of labels now. Everyone can do a label. Everyone. It's like
It's
everyone
easy now.
can
Yeah.
do a DJ. Everyone can do a label now with the social media and the internet
Yes.
worldwide. It's very easy. So it's not a point to start with. I don't know what. For me, it's always in the music business, and it's not a big issue if there is thousands of labels or 10 or 11. It's the same. They're all doing music.
It's, with technology advancing and with people having access to MIDI controllers and softwares, and with a lot of things happening in the industry, more styles are born now, more labels are born, more artists are born. So
True.
I don't think we have any legends anymore coming up, because those are stars maybe, but
Yeah.
legends are the very early people who started something, like you did with Arabic electronic music, the legendary side, and there won't be any in the future.
No, of course they're gonna be, but it's not like every year you have a legend. It's like Michael Jackson or Prince. You have like millions of artists, and if you're gonna recognize someone, you say Michael Jackson, Prince, Madonna.
Of course, but the newcomers now.
The newcomers
there are many, and I don't think there are
unfortunately
legends anymore.
No, you're
Sam
right.
J, he's asking, do you think people can differentiate between good DJs and bad DJs in the club scene in Lebanon?
Unfortunately, no.
No?
No, because I'm gonna give you an example. Always, my examples are about food.
You're hungry.
You are in a village, my friend. You are in a village, and you have only one bakery. You only have one bakery, and everybody is eating from that bakery. You don't know if this bakery has good stuff or bad stuff because you didn't try anyone else. Maybe you tried another bakery, but it was worse than this one. So you think this one is this bakery is the one. It's always like DJs and people these days. When they go to the clubs, they are not appreciating music as before, because they only are hanging out together to see and to be seen and to take pictures, Snapchat, selfies, and they're always on the phone because we are here, blah 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 blah. Nobody is taking, nobody is listening properly. Unfortunately.
We have many people commenting, some people sending you love from Australia, from so many people from abroad also. Saeed, you have a lot of fans outside. Like, for example, we have Tariq Murad. Hi Saeed, love from Australia.
There's a DJ Tariq.
And we have also Boogie Mbayit.
Boogie, Canada.
Sending us his greetings. And who else? Big shout, G and Saeed.
There's no think button in cooking.
That's Eli Atiye.
This is one of the pioneers.
We were talking about.
Now you can say Eli Atiye is a legend also, because he started this also, this fusion thing. He did like 3 albums, and he's one of the legends also. But he quit Lebanon and gone to the States. You infidel.
We salute Eli as well. And Fadl Al-Ashkar has a question. What about new Oriental tracks like Move, something special for weddings? We talked about
yeah,
Move,
we
actually.
have. Listen, not all my tracks are released, because I have to keep something for the weddings. Because
some exclusive stuff.
Yes, because people will love to hear something new in their weddings. Not all seen or heard in the market.
Yeah.
That's why I keep
Things
tracks for myself. I don't play them or put them on social media. Sorry, guys.
Tariq Murad, again, your thoughts on computer DJs?
There are some computer DJs that are. It's not the issue of the controllers or the machine. it's here. Either you have it or not. If you're using computer or you're using cassette, it's here. It's you have to have this. شو بقولوا? It's inné.
Intuitive.
Yeah, you have to have it in you. It's not easy.
Yes, you are born. Artists are born to be artists, or not. You can't actually learn how to be an artist.
Yes,
that's what I discovered throughout the years.
شو الموهبة؟ شو الموهبة يا شباب؟
Talent.
Talent. You have to have the talent.
And please spread softwares for music scales. Habib Alberto. Habib, listen, I am launching a very interesting series about this topic, softwares about music scales. I have a lot of plugins to share with you, some Max for Life plugins that help non-musicians to actually...
This is very, very important.
Compose music, and the hardware also. One of them is the complete control.
But they have to have the talent.
Of course, you must learn a bit of music theory, and this is what I also developed at the school. By the way, I'm not a musician. I don't come from a music background.
Oh, well, really?
Yes, but I can compose complex counterpoints and chord progressions and bass line, etc. because I know the trick, and I developed.
And you have the talent.
The talent, and I developed a course. It's called Music Theory for Computer Musicians. It's a very easy course where you don't have to learn the solfege and stuff. You learn the formula, the scales, and from there you can use technology to compose complex stuff, and that's something I will be...
Use your talent and your ear.
That's something I will be talking about, Habib. If you want, just be on the page on Per-vurt. You will get a notification when I'm going to be online again. And واحد مثلك legend, Eli عطية. Musa Milad Saeed Bahrain says hi. You have greetings from Bahrain. Did you play in Bahrain?
Yes. With Milad.
With Milad also?
Yeah.
And how was it?
Very nice. I like Bahrain.
You played Tunis, Morocco?
Tunis, yes. Morocco, no. I don't know why.
Jordan.
Tunis, yes. Jordan, of course. Jordan is my second home. You know,
Saudi.
No. Where are you gonna play?
I'm joking.
I played in Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, Emirates, of course. Jordan a lot. I go there a lot. It's my second home. Half of my friends are Jordanian. I like this country. I love them very much. They are very nice and very educated people.
Mm. Yes, I know a lot of Jordanian people as well. Jihad al-Masih Saido.
Burger, Jihad al-Masih. McDonald's.
Parking. Do you think our dance music scene can accept genre like trap, dubstep, bass house in the near future? Course. That's Christopher Saadi.
Trap are being used a lot here, and there are some producing trap tracks. Of course, everything it's a wide open.
It's a huge wave table.
Yes, so everything is possible.
Guys, if you have more questions, and I guess we reached the end of this show. This was really one of the most amazing episodes. Said, thank you.
وصلوا الشاورما. Thank you. تفضل شاورما. Kidding.
And we have to say goodbye to you guys. And
thank you for watching, guys.
This is going to be uploaded in 2 days in HD and edited, of course. Thanks for sharing. Also, Christopher is saying. Saeed, one last question. What do you think of us?
Well, I think you are doing a great job, man. Really. You are 2 or 3 studios in Lebanon who do such things. You are a pioneer. You are becoming a legend. No, really. You have everything, man. It's impressive, really. It's my dream studio. You know, if my home were closer, I would be here every day. You have to feed me every day. You're gonna close in 1 month. Or you can take the studio and let me go home.
With some money for the taxi. Saeed, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
This is your home,
pleasure.
your second stop in Beirut, always. And maybe we can do some more technical G.GOES live in the future, me and you, to show people some tricks and tips.
Yeah.
And we wish you all the best. for the upcoming. What's the next project you're doing? An album?
Weddings is consuming a lot of my time. So when I find little time, I'm finishing my album, doing some cool remixes, and that's it. It's all in the music scene, man. That's it. When I'm not making music, I'm making food.
Thank you, Saeed, really. And thank you guys for being with us. We have so many people still online. And I will see you next week for the 25th episode of G.GOES Live. That will be my last episode for this season only. And I will have to take a break, and I will come back with a new concept of this show.
Cool.
Of course, I will be having guests, but when I'm alone, it will be a different concept. It will be a more tutorial, close-up. I will change the style. So it will be more informative, and it will be, of course, for the better. And until then, you guys be safe, be good. Sending you all our love and greetings.
Thank you for watching, guys.